Nicky Carter sits down with me today to discuss his journey from Manchester, England to the Perth Crown Towers Ballroom on April 5. Special thanks to Enhance Health Group, as well as Gobsmack Sports Mouthguards, MVP Real Estate, FMR Building and Construction, Studio 22 and Counterbalance Fitness, all major sponsors of the Perth Corporate Rumble. And a warning for today's show, it contains topics such as depression, anxiety and suicide. So if you or someone you know is experiencing any mental health issues, please call Lifeline on 13 11 14 or speak to your health professional. Okay. Tell me where that term come from. I asked this yesterday. I'm an open book. So many people have written back to me, I'm an open book. For me, it kind of just basically means that I'll be very honest. You know, I'm a very honest person about me, my life, what's happened, things I've overcome, things I'm still overcoming. I don't think people should shy away from, I suppose, having regrets or bad things that have happened in their life. Like it's important that we learn from that type of stuff, and that's where I suppose for me it comes. I'm an open book. I've made mistakes in the past, but I'm constantly trying to be better. So, you know, things we talk about, it's just stuff, really, isn't it? Like, you can't change anything. Well, I look forward to it. I did try to do research on you. You had little bits and pieces, but just with your response, I could say, oh, there's something in here, and I was looking forward to it. But you know what sold me? I've got the shirt on as well. That sold me. Wonderwall.
Yeah.
Are you an Oasis fan?
I'm from Manchester, so
I saw that. City or United?
I'm actually a Liverpool fan. I know, it toughened me up when I was at school.
You would have been so unpopular.
Well, in my house, growing up, I'm a Liverpool fan. My dad was a Bolton fan, and my brother was a United fan. So, you know, for 6 times a year, it was hell in the house, you know. And then my mum supported whoever was playing against the other team.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I actually I love Wonderwall. I've got great memories of Wonderwall. Just pretty much end of a night out, Wonderwall being played.
Oh, it's classic. Brings the house down.
So much, like, it gives you goosebumps.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure, like, from a walkout song, I had a few in mind, so I put it on my Instagram and said, you know, asked my friends really who I should have. And there was a few good other suggestions, but Wonderwall took the top vote.
It is a classic. You can't go wrong. It's a little bit not low tempo, but I suppose there is a bit of a sing along because
that's what I like. Like, when I walk out, I want people to sing along to it.
Ah, yeah.
And I think, you know, that would get people going. You know, it's a I've never heard anyone say they don't like the song.
No, it's a classic.
So yeah, it's Oasis, and then they're coming to Australia this year.
Not to Perth.
No, but I've got tickets to the Sydney one.
You are joking.
So it's
whereabouts? Are you in the front or are you in seating?
No, seating. It was hard to get tickets.
I got put on the ballot because I wanted to go to Wembley. And I was actually even prepared to fly there, go to the show, and my wife goes, yeah, you go by yourself. And I said, I know I'm going by myself. No, I didn't say that. I'm not talking. But I was so keen. I saw him like back in the 90s, and Liam was off his chops, and I just thought, I just want to go see him, and I'm desperate. And then they were coming to Australia, and then not to Perth, and they could sell out the Optus, no worries.
Well, I kind of thought that they might look at how much they've sold out and then go, well, I'll tell you what, we'll go to Perth. But they didn't. They just added more shows on in Melbourne and Sydney. So, yeah, we were lucky enough to get tickets to Sydney. So, I mean, for me, I wasn't care where we were sitting. I kind of feel as though it's one of those things you've got to do before you die. You know, it's a bucket list item, just like this boxing.
Do you think? You're obviously a big Oasis fan. Do you think that they will keep going? Or you reckon they're going to do this tour and then done?
I think they do the tour and done.
I think so too.
I think it's
that breaks my heart.
That's why I really, really want to see them. Just because I think it's probably the last time we will get to see them.
How do you think it's going to go with if they're all like if Liam's holding it together if he's not off his chops. And I'm not in any way encouraging alcohol and substance use, but when they're on, they're on. It's like Elton John used to when he was in his bad way. He wrote some hits, and then he got clean, and it just wasn't the same.
There was I don't know if it was Liam or Noel, but in England we do the FA Cup draw, so you pick a ball out.
Yeah.
And it was either one of them. I think it was Liam that was picking the ball out. And after it, everyone was just going on about how much just off his chops he was. As he's picking the balls out, his eyes are going everywhere. He's swaying on, So they was like, he's either drugged up or he's on alcohol. I think he was just smashed. I think City had a win that day, and he's a big City fan. So
I've seen him at the City games, like just footage of it, and people say, "Oh yeah, just." If Liam does rock up, you don't know how he's going to be, because he just acts the same no matter where he is or who's around.
He's a very down-to-earth person. You kind of get the idea, don't you, that he is what he sees, a bit like Tyson Fury, There's a few others, I suppose, like that, like Peter Kay, the comedian, is very much like that.
He's very funny, isn't he?
Yeah, and it's kind of, they're all northern lads, which I like. But yeah, they're just, I think that's just northern people. We are what you see.
Yeah.
You get what you get.
That's good, though. That's a good thing. It'd be nice if more people were like that rather than putting it, because so many people put on an act.
Yeah.
Especially with social media.
Definitely.
That's no good.
I know.
But in saying that, PCR social media this year is on fire.
I know.
Holy dooly. Lloyd's doing a great job.
They are doing a very, very good job, and they give us a little cheat sheet so we can post stuff. And I did a day in the life of a PCR fighter the other day, and honestly,
let's have a look. Got your photos up here as well.
Oh yeah,
look at that. What do you reckon?
I know. My arms look bigger than they do, so that's good. But
look at that tattoo, mate. You love it. Where are we? Where's your? There we go. It's you. There you go. Oh, this one here.
Yeah, this one.
I was wondering what you were filming there at the start.
Just me getting up out of bed.
Ah.
And then there's the cat Joel. There's the two dogs.
Some volume. You got any sound on this?
No, I had a bit of music in the background. So that's Rocky and Ruffy.
Let me just point out, I thought we were going to play Oasis songs all morning, so I actually got extra sets of speakers out here. I don't normally have these here.
I don't mind you playing them in the background.
I will. I'll get that going.
That's Scott making me coffee, taking my fibre, getting his football kit ready. Bit of work in the morning. How good's working from home? Yeah.
It is good. No, look at that shirt. Buttoned up with a collar. I like it.
You love it, don't you?
Is that how he wears it?
Yeah.
You got to wear it like that. Which gym are you at?
Will's gym in Bustleton.
Hang on. Hold the phone here. I heard, and I didn't believe the hype. Someone from Bustleton is driving up. Is that you, Nicky Carter?
Yes.
You are joking.
So I live slap bang in the middle of Bunbury and Bustleton in a suburb called Peppy Grove Beach.
I know Peppy Grove Beach.
Yeah, it's a lovely little spot. We love it. But he goes to school in Bustleton. For those, Lincoln does it.
Did you drive up this morning?
No. So I drove up last night. I stayed up last night because I do some coaching.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine's got a game tonight, and she wanted my help. So I'll be going to the game tonight. So. It would have cost $1,000 for a night on Friday night because it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Or it was $800 for 2 nights. So I was like, well, you can have the day off school.
Where are you staying?
Just at the Hilton.
Okay.
On a waterfront.
So what's your normal week? What's the driving?
I just come up Tuesday. I drive up and drive back Tuesday. Drive up, drive back Thursday, drive up by Saturday, Sunday. So
that is commitment, Nicky Carter.
Listen, this is full circle for me. Last year, and this is where the open book. I was in rehab. I'm very open about my mental health. I thought I had depression. Turns out I have anxiety. So this time last year, I was 2 weeks in Perth Mental Health Clinic. My life, I just didn't want it anymore.
Sounds like a big one here today, Nicky.
Yeah.
I reckon we get into that. But firstly, because I only got them prepared, just in case Wonderwall didn't do it for you, I got a couple of Oasis bangers here. Mate, do you understand? This is just because I'm a bit older. I've been sitting through, this is not just this PCR, but for years, people telling me about Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and all this, and I don't even try to sound interested. I say, yeah, this garbage. And then you said Oasis, and I went, yes, the intro to this song. It's going to be a little bit loud. You right there, buddy? We got a special guest in here as well today, so here we go. Oh, yes. How good were they back there?
I reckon this is one of the best ones with Don't Look Back in Anger.
Look at him. That is just... And then this is my personal favourite as well. This is Liam Gallagher when he was... he did that solo tour a little while ago. Remember Slide Away?
Yeah.
This is when he started coming good again. Remember he had that bad patch?
He's never changed his aura though, has he? Like the way he sings, the way he goes about things.
He hasn't changed. You're dead right. He's always been the same.
Yeah.
But he went through a patch though where his voice had gone, you know. I remember he was saying there's a show where he's going, I need a break to Noel. He goes, I need a break. I need to rest my voice. And he goes out the back and straight in the darts and drinking. Oh, good times. Anyhow, that was it. That's what I was excited about. It was... Your photos there. Do you know what team you're on, by the way?
No.
Not yet?
No.
Any idea of opponents?
I think there's only 2 or 3 lads that are probably in my weight limit.
In your bracket?
Yeah.
I do have... Hang on, I got the weights here. I should actually have had this up. I was too busy looking at Oasis songs. So this here is the guys. I think the girls are a little bit easier. Can you see that? Is that too small?
No.
Okay, so where are you, Nicky Carter? There you go.
I'm the heaviest.
Yeah, so I believe, I'm not just saying this here, but I don't have anything to do with the teams or the matchups or anything. And I don't know, and I stay out of it because people ask me. So I think your 2 options, you may have Jared Chamberlain.
Yep.
And I believe the other one's Kane Beck. He's up there as well.
Yeah. I've been sparring a bit with Jared. We kind of looked at each other yesterday and it was like, maybe we're opponents.
Jared?
Yeah.
Jared fought in the last one.
Yeah, he did.
Fought Vince Napoli, who's a good man as well. So maybe if that is the case, you could have a quick chat, a chit-chat to Vince and work out how he did it.
Well, Jared hits hard, that's for sure.
He does. But what a like a mild-mannered person out of the ring. Yeah,
lovely bloke. Like even like when we're doing stuff, he's just so nice about everything.
Just quiet.
Yeah, he's a good bloke.
Yeah,
it'd be a privilege to kind of fight him. You know, someone with experience, and he's taller than me as well, so he's got that reach on me.
He's deceptive.
Yeah,
deceptively tall.
So like when we've sparred, there's been a couple, and all of a sudden I've just gone, you know, like smash straight into my eyes. So it's it'll be an interesting one if that is the case.
He does have the ability to flick that switch when he gets in the ring, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So, and if that is the case, because last year he was blue, and if you come back from memory, you go on to the same team.
Right.
So if that is the case, if that is the case, I think that means you'll be red.
Right.
If you fight Jared.
Yeah.
But if not, if it's someone like Kane Beck. Kane Beck's a big boy as well.
Yeah, I don't really know Kane.
Kane Beck. He's been there to a couple. Let's have a look. I should have had all this ready. Come on, where are you, Kane Beck? This is all the artwork that I was trying to get sorted. Thanks for getting your logo in as well. That's why yours was up there. Kane Beck. This is Kane Beck here. As soon as you see him, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Good old Kane.
Yeah.
Tall guy.
Yeah, very tall.
I think he's got some mates that used to do. I think he's mates with Ronnie and Vince. Oh, Vince as well, who fought Jared. So, but who knows? You got 2 weeks. They'll tell you in about 2 weeks. They'll split you off.
Yeah, Kane's tall as well. So, you know, it's what is he on there?
Where are you? Kane back there. 190.
190.
How tall are you?
I'm 180. Yeah.
180. A little bit taller than that.
Yeah, 179, 180.
These are the photos, obviously, that they're going to use for your cardboard cutouts and your promos. Yes. So it is quite impressive, though, to see where you guys are on the night compared to where you were when you started. So let's have a look here. Where are you, Nicky? I'll open these bad boys. Here we go. Compared to where you are, look at that. You are just, that'd be good if you're on the blue team and then you just use iron off your opponent. That looks pretty good. I'm going to do an old promo poster with that one. There's your one there. Look at that. Looking good. So this will be your cardboard cutout there if you go on the blue team.
Yep.
And then your cardboard cutout will be that one if you go on the red. But it is good to stand next to your cardboard cutout because it's this life size. Like that's why they take your heights and see how far you've come in
definitely.
that short period of time.
Well, I've lost like 4 kilos.
You do look a lot trimmer in the face.
Yeah. In about a week, I've lost 4 kilos. I love going to the gym, but I love lifting weights. So, like my goal was to do a powerlifting competition by the end of the year, and then this came up. So I was like, well, I'm going to have to lose some weight and probably lose some strength at the same time.
That's all right, mate. I'm sure you're going to do just fine.
Yep.
You've obviously got a massive story here. So I'm actually just going to open up and I'm going to sit back and listen. No one's heard me gas back. Everyone's heard enough of my voice. Where do you want to start, mate? Where shall we start? Growing up in Manchester, Liverpool fan. Yeah. I'm Grimsby Town.
Oh,
that's I know.
Wow. Okay.
I know. That's the reception I often get when I talk about Grimsby. Where were you? Take it back, say 10 years, mate.
10 years ago, well, I'll go a little bit further. So I finished my first degree at uni and I worked in professional football. So I used to work at Bury Football Club. I was their sport rehabilitator. And then in 2011, I had the opportunity to come out here. So I quit my career that I just got into and took a chance and came out to Australia.
How old were you then?
24.
24. Married?
Yeah. No. I did have a girlfriend at the time, though. So
nice English lass.
Well,
Essex.
English, we'll just say that. English lass. But yeah, so originally I was only coming for like 9 months.
Yeah.
And I just loved it. Absolutely loved it. Found a job. I got sponsored. I ended up in Kalgoorlie.
That's a move from Manchester to Kalgoorlie.
Yeah, so I was actually in Bunbury originally, and then I got sponsored through work, and I ended up in Kalgoorlie for a couple of years.
That's with football?
No, that was working in injury management.
Okay, because your that's quite impressive. Your qualifications as well.
Yeah. I do love to learn. Like it's funny, my psychologist a while ago said I was an overachiever. Like I kind of feel as though like I've always got to one stage, I need to go to the other. But I've met my wife. She's a doctor. She had 3 degrees and I only had 1. So I kind of...
Competition.
Yeah. So now I've got 4, she's got 3. So, but I've just applied to do my PhD. But yeah, so we ended up in Kalgoorlie and then I ended up volunteering at the Special Olympics. And my wasn't my wife at the time, but Candice, my wife, she volunteered as well. That's where we met at the Special Olympics.
Where was that being held?
That was in Newcastle, over east.
Okay.
So that was 2013. So her sister, my sister-in-law, she's got Down syndrome. So we're big supporters of disability services, I suppose. And yeah, like we met there and we just hit it off. And I asked for a transfer at work, and probably 3 months later, I drove across from Kalgoorlie to Brisbane and ended up in Brisbane for a couple of years until I got my permanent residency. We lived in Cooktown for a year in Far North Queensland. Hated it. Absolutely hated it.
It's different up there, isn't it?
Everything is so hot, windy, and every single thing wants to kill you.
Everything bites you.
It's such a beautiful place, but you can't go in the ocean because there's crocodiles. And we got married on the beach there, so it's...
Imagine that. Imagine crocs just around. Sharks are fine because sharks swim out. Crocs are always around the shore. Just going to bite you.
Oh, and they jump high as well. So, yeah, that was a big thing, that was.
How long were you there for?
Just 12 months.
Yeah.
So we got married on the 6th of Feb, and then we moved.
Oh, happy anniversary for the other day, mate.
You. And then we moved about 2 weeks after that to Bunbury. And then, my wife's been at the same job, and then we bought into the medical practice, built a house, and I suppose you came along not after it, Lincoln. You came along not too long, 2017. I had to check that. It's on my arm so I can never forget. So, he came in 2017, and we've just been doing all that. We'll still do a bit of stuff in football. I do a bit of coaching.
Yeah. Are you looking to get involved more in coaching?
I enjoy it, but I couldn't work full time again.
No.
I love working for myself, so I have my own business. I love working for myself. It gives me that flexibility. I'm a technical director, and I'm head of sports science at another club, but it's just all from behind the doors. I don't have to be at training. I don't have to be at the games. I love coaching, I really do, but I love it every now and then.
Can you leave it? Can you switch off from it though?
Now I can. In 2021, I was the head coach of South West Phoenix, and we won the league, won the night series. I was named coach of the year, loved it. Went into the state league where all the players are getting paid. We weren't paying any players, and we went into a bad run. Got into a bit of an argument with the then president, and I was removed from my role.
Services no longer required.
Yes,
I've been there.
It doesn't help if you call the president a dictator, does it? But again, that's a mistake in the past. But then I kind of stepped away for a couple of years. I was dealing with my mental health. My mates, one of my good mates who'll be at the fight, he's taken over the role as president, so I've gone back into the club now.
Which club is this?
South West Phoenix.
Yep, okay.
Down there, so I just pretty much head up all the junior teams now. We don't have a senior team anymore, which is a shame, but hopefully it'll go on. It'll go a little bit further. But it's I like when I was the head coach, it consumes you. You don't get paid for it. Well, some coaches do, but
under the table. Yeah. Surely not in football.
I think that's more of the players under the table. You just need to ask a few clubs, but no names mentioned. But like your games are on a Sunday, and then training's Tuesday, Thursday, and then our home games are on a Saturday. But all week you're dealing with people, you're dealing with injuries, you're trying to get it just consumes your life.
Oh yeah.
So I love learning a lot more. So I'm an A licensed coach. I do a little bit of coach education for Football West now, so I'll run courses for them, which I enjoy. But it's a bit, it's just a bit consuming, I suppose.
You did mention something with you had, I suppose, worries about mental health.
Yeah.
How when did all this come about?
It's always been there, but I've never really acknowledged it. And then in 2022, my dad died, and I couldn't get back for the funeral. It was COVID.
Oh, that's no good. Oh, it was different over there, wasn't it?
It was, by the time I got there, I'll come back 14 days quarantine either side. It didn't suit our family, with my son and my wife, I just couldn't do it.
That has got to have a long-term...
Well, I didn't realise, this is the thing, I couldn't cry. The only time I cried was during the funeral. I watched it live stream, and I was just so distraught about it all that I should have been there, and...
The guilt. The
definitely.
guilt, even though no one will put it on you.
No, I
cannot imagine.
Even, my dad died of cancer. It was the fourth time he had cancer, and previous to that, he had his voice box removed through throat cancer. He smoked all his life. That's why I'd never smoke. But he had his voice box removed, and it came. Then he was okay for a few years, and it came back into the lymph nodes. And even FaceTime with my mum, and she's showing him on his deathbed, for me to say goodbye to him. I just didn't know how to deal with it. So after that funeral, I didn't cry. Nothing, and things came on. I was on medication, and I remember it come to it in 2025. So end of 2023, I'd still not dealt with it properly. I was drinking a lot. I was drinking a bottle of gin a night. So, like, we do, obviously, recyclings every 2 weeks. When we empty the bottles, there'll be 12 bottles of gin to go into the recycling every 2 weeks. And, you know, like, and my wife doesn't drink, she doesn't smoke, so it's obviously always me. And there's times
Jesus, that's a lot.
I know.
How'd you get up? You have the dries.
Functioning alcoholic, I suppose. And I came off my medication because I didn't want to use it anymore.
Oh, and that mixed with the alcohol,
yeah.
Right?
And then we went back to England in January 2024, and the second day we got there, my mum broke her hip, slipped on the ice, and we had some business issues at the time, which have been resolved now. But then, we came back and it just all came to a halt. I just remember drinking, going into his room, saying goodbye, getting in my car. I drove to the beach, rang my best mate, and I made him promise me that I'd look after him. And luckily, I suppose, he's a copper. And the police found me on the beach. They took me to hospital. And then I went into the Perth Mental Health Clinic, and I can't thank them enough. They made me realise stuff. So I spent a week learning about alcoholism and came to terms, okay, yes, I am an alcoholic. I didn't think I was. Because I never woke up and I wanted a drink. It helped me sleep. And what I found out after that was I've never really mourned my dad's loss. But realistically, for probably the last 2 or 3 years, I realised I changed a little bit in myself. Like, I wasn't the person I was. So I gave up drinking for 6 months after that, and you know, I worked on myself a lot. And I feel great now. Like, you know, I love to exercise. You know, I'm an exercise physiologist, and when I get referrals, people see me and they're like, you know, they're expecting someone with a 6-pack, and you know, I'm like, no, it's nothing to that. You've just got to move. That's all it is. I'll go to the gym 4 times a week, lift heavy weights, and then, you know, spend the rest of the time with them. So, I mean, it's this, like I said, this is full circle from 1 year ago, being at the very, very bottom.
So this was only 1 year?
Yeah. So literally, I came out of rehab this time last year.
Jesus.
And, yes, and then I stopped drinking for 6 months. I am back drinking, but I drink, I'm more in control.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking during this camp. Me and one of the other lads has kind of made an agreement that we won't drink for the 8 weeks, and then we'll get on it afterwards.
On the night?
Yeah.
Yes, you will.
But yeah, it's I didn't like who I was before, but I didn't recognise that. And realistically, what I found out is that I was dealing with it a lot. I just didn't realise. And then it took something big to happen for me to realise that. So I'm very grateful to my friends who have stood by me, you know, throughout it all, and understanding. But like I said, this is full circle. So I was actually quite anxious because obviously there's 32 fighters and only 30 can fight. So my anxiety's all under control now, don't get me wrong. But, you know, I was anxious, like, I need this. If I'm not fighting on the night, I need to fight this year. Like, something needs to happen. So I'm not being this dedicated without getting something out there.
I'm pretty sure you're going to get a fight on the night.
I'm hoping so. Listen, I'm trying to be positive about it and go, no, I will. You know, there's only 4 of us on there over 100 kilos. So, you know, hopefully it happens. And I'm training hard. I'm dedicated to it. I'm loving it. Like, I really, really am loving it. And I'm grateful for the opportunity, but I'm also grateful for the issues that I had previously, to be able to stand here today and say to people, this is what happened to me. I mean, you know, people look at me and they kind of think, you've got everything. You've got a beautiful son, beautiful wife, a house by the beach. Your second car's a Ferrari. What have you got to be depressed about? But it affects everyone, you know, and no one knows. And the only way I can describe it is this big dark cloud above my head, and it was a roll-on effect of everything. It wasn't one thing, it was just constantly rolling on. And it's important, men especially, you know, because people from the age of I think it's 30 to 45, that they're more at high risk of suicide in men due to mental health. So I was like slap bang in the middle of that age bracket, and they were like, it's more common than you think. But I wasn't aware of that. So
It's
no,
very common.
yeah, and so that's why I say, like, I'm an open book. Like, people come and talk to me. I mean, I own my own business. I teach as well. You know, I'm a teacher, but it's kind of harsh. Not harsh. It's kind of sometimes you're in a position of power, and you don't want to be seen
It's weak.
Yeah, and if you tell people, then you're going to be seen weak.
No.
And it's not like that. Like,
Used to be like that, though. There was always no signs of weakness because people just jump on
exactly. Like, don't get me wrong. When I'm at school and I'm teaching, wherever I am, I just relief teach. I don't go into it. But if someone's having an issue, I'll talk to them, and I'll use my own experience to help them. And it's kind of made me a better person in that aspect. Same when I lecture and I teach the teachers, I suppose. And like, just explain to them, we do not know what's going on in everyone's mind.
No.
You could be walking down the street and someone is thinking about what they're going to do tonight to themselves, and you have no idea. So smile to that person, be happy, don't be judgmental. And that's what I'm trying to do, and don't get me wrong, I'm not at that stage yet, but that's what I'm trying to do, and this is full circle for my own mind. It's a great opportunity. I'm grateful, to PCR for this opportunity. Like, this. It's almost like that Rocky film. Do you know where he's retired and he comes out of retirement to fight the now champion, like back
Tommy Gunn.
No, it was the one after that. It was where he's just retired, and they did an AI version of Rocky fighting the now champion, and he's like 50, but he goes on. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's Rocky Balboa. It's called. But it's kind of like that, so like, fight your demons, what you're doing, and that's what I'm going to do on that night. I'm fighting my demons, not just the person in front of me, but I'm prepared.
I hear a lot, and I see it, is with this PCR. It's people think, it's just a chance for a couple of guys in suits to get up there and have a boxing match. It's life-changing, and it has been life-saving for a couple of people. Like, a lot of people speak to me, like obviously in here, and then they'll have a chat off camera with things that they don't want to say. And there's been some people on the edge that were literally thinking about it, and then they got the call. And Glenn and I completely, like, they're aware now of how important their decisions are and how important it is to pick the right people, because they would pick someone that needs it over one of their mates, I reckon. If someone said, listen, I need this, and one of their mates go, I'll have a go, they'd say, listen, this is more important. I think that's the success in it.
It is, and don't get me wrong, when I first heard about PCR, I thought it was the same thing, and then I looked into it a bit more, and it was nothing like that. Like, some people struggle to find sponsors, but they need this so much, and you just look at this group. I can only go off the group what we've got now, and everyone is so dedicated to it. Everyone's great with each other.
They're always like this, though. I don't know how it happens.
It's such like
there's no dickheads.
No, there isn't. Like, and it's such like a brotherhood, but you've got girls in there as well, and they're a part of our brotherhood, I've caught a couple of people and I'm like, I'm so sorry I've hit you too hard. You're like, no, it's okay, don't worry, And then, you just get on. Whereas, outside, if that happened and you play fighting, then it would get into a full-on brawl, I suppose. Yeah. But, just everyone is just so nice to each other and so friendly and supportive with everything. It's great.
It's their intent. Everyone's got the same
everyone
intent.
wants the same goal, I suppose. But, I don't know what the PCR teams have been like before, but I feel lucky and privileged to be a part of this PCR team. They're not one dickhead. They're just all brilliant people, every single one of them. And it's kind of funny, there's a few of them where I've got mutual friends. So me and Neva, we was on a massage course together.
She was telling me yesterday.
8 years ago. So 8 years ago, he was only in my wife's belly. And, we was on it. And I saw her name pop up in the group chat. And I was like, fuck, is that Neva? So then when I said, Neva, we was on, she's like, oh, yeah, Nick, and it's just so mad how these things kind of come about. But it's great. It's the whole group is just good fun.
Well, this is obviously number 13. I've been involved in 7, and I mean, it may have been different in the early days because I don't think people realised the magnitude of what this event was. But I think it's the last 4 or 5, and not one dickhead. Everyone gets along. Everyone encourages. Doesn't matter what team you're on, and it's very positive. It's kind of, I know this shouldn't be pessimistic, but you know when everything's going so well, and you just go, when's something going to go wrong?
Yeah, that was the story of my life for the last few years. Like, oh, things are going well, something, and it always comes in threes. You know, so it's. But no, like I said, everyone is great. They really are brilliant. And the coaches are great, even the coaches they've got in, you know. I'm just loving it. Like, that 2-hour drive, it's nothing. I'm excited to get there. And then, you know, I'm almost like, oh, I've got to go home now, you know. But I'm too fucked from everything to even worry about it. Just stick a podcast on and drive, autopilot, go.
The numbers at training are higher this year than I've ever seen.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's been some years where they haven't been. They haven't been great. But people have got lives as well, so I do understand that. But if I can just step back a little bit there.
Sure.
Okay, 12 months ago when you're in Perth Clinic, the success rate, from what I've read, the success rate of people that go into clinics isn't high. Is there something they did or said while you're in there to change things? And I'm sure they have world-class facilities and doctors, but
yeah,
is there anything that happened in there that you?
I think it was just a realization of what was going on.
There's accountability.
Yeah, I reckon so. Like, you know,
there's a lack of that going around at the moment.
Yeah, I did not think I was an alcoholic. I wouldn't put myself as an alcoholic because I felt as though I didn't wake up and I wanted a drink, but I needed a drink to get to sleep. And they said, well, you're just doing the same thing as what an alcoholic would do. So I came to terms with that, and, you know, I needed to have that break so I could get it under control. A bit of change of medication, so I'm on. I thought I had depression at the time. It turns out I don't. I have anxiety, and people think they're the same thing, but you know they're not. Usually, depression does come with anxiety. Anxiety comes with depression. So I've got mainly anxiety disorder, but with a bit of depression in there, just because of what happened in my family life.
Is that with your dad?
Yeah, but you know, it was just how to deal with things, like just recognizing what was going on. So now, like, when I go to training, I'm excited, but then I'm quite anxious before I'm sparring, as anyone would be. But it's like, you know, in my own mind, I'm just like, fuck it, what is gonna fucking happen?
What's the worst case scenario?
I get clipped and I learn from it.
You got a black eye to brag about.
Exactly. Like, we was watching Will Cleggett yesterday.
Oh, Big Pappy. He's a good man. Main event, PCR 11 he was.
Yeah, well, he hits hard. So we were watching him spar yesterday, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, has he got a pussy nose? And he's still going in for it all, like he's sparring like individual. I was like, that is fucking insane. That's the level I want to get to. You know, and he is
switched on. He makes his pro debut.
I know, Thunderdome.
Yeah, I should know that. Is it March 14? No,
it's. I'm pretty sure it's
March 19.
There's two lads who are also.
Oh, the Dagenham specials.
The Quinn Crofts. Yeah, so
Billy Bosch and his brother.
I know them through football. I don't know them personally, but I know them through football.
He's from down Armidale, I think he played for. And he played for Joondalup.
He's played for a few, Billy. He's always got into a fight as well, and then Darren's coached a few. I coached against him once, and me and him had words at each other one time. So, you know, you never know if I win. Maybe I'll call him out, you know, after it.
Billy can fight.
Darren.
Oh, Darren.
Yeah. Billy's a bit smaller, but he's. I've seen Billy throw punches on the football pitch, whereas Darren's obviously, you know, they've both grown up boxing. But like I said, I don't know him personally. I know the good blokes, you know, don't get me wrong. We've got mutual friends. But yeah, Darren was coaching at Morley Windmills at the time when I was at Southwest Phoenix, and I think I was whinging to the ref, and he turned around to me and said, sit down before I sit you down or something. And I just turned around and went, fucking do it then. You know, nothing like that. But it's, yeah, so they're all on it. But yeah, watching Will yesterday, he's just going through, just sparring away, you know, bloodied nose up, and he's just going straight through it, and he just does not stop. And it's impressive, you know, it's like, well, I'm nowhere near that, but it'd be great to get to that point.
Will's done the PCR twice.
Has it?
I'm sure he's done it twice.
Wow.
I'm sure he has. Let's have a look. I'm sure. Will Cleggett?
Yeah.
He fought Brad Triplett. That was back at PCR 5. And then he also fought Tom, I think it was. I should have these. Come on, where are you, Will? No, I'm sure Will Cleggett. Will Cleggett fought in the main event at like PCR 10. I'm sure he did. I'll find it. So the Quincroft boys, it's good. Both of those guys are spot on, and the amount of PCR fighters that are now turning pro.
Yeah,
because you've got the two girls, you've got Jackie Toth and
really?
Joey Paul. Joey Paul, I think she's. I don't want to say what title she's got, but I think she's 4-0.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and I know Billy Quincroft fought Aaron Easy as Tracy.
Yeah, that's right.
Both ex-PCR guys.
Yeah.
So it's almost like it's a stepping stone.
Yeah.
Though with the production, have you been to one of these events?
No, I've only seen them online.
Oh, they don't do it justice, mate. Not at all, not one bit. Brightside do a fantastic job with the production, but nothing compares to what you see there. And you think about guys that have gone in their first fight and they've been somewhere like one of these PCR events, and then they fight professionally, and it hasn't got
that bang about it.
It's better than any amateur boxing event, like the production, better than any amateur boxing I've ever seen, and better than a lot of the professional as well.
Yeah,
I mean Thunderdome, Dragonfight do it very well too at Metro City. Great.
I was about to say, is that at Metro City? That one.
Great venue and good guys there as well. But this is next level, what you're seeing here.
Yeah. I've only ever been to Thunderdome once, and that was for Alex Volkanovski's after party after he fought Islam.
Makhachev.
Went there for that, and like I'd never been before, and I was like, this place is fucking massive. Like, what the hell? It was a bit run down though at the time.
Metro City.
Yeah.
It looked like that when it first opened.
Yeah.
It did.
I was like, what the, but Volkanovski was completely just on it. Like, he was unlucky that fight. I didn't think he deserved to lose it. Obviously, he lost the second one. But, it is a massive venue, isn't it? Do you know how many it holds?
I think only because I helped organise an event there years ago. I think it's 22.
Maybe you can do a PCR there.
Part of the appeal for PCR, though, is the fine dining and the black tie.
That's true, yes. That's a good point.
You know, otherwise, it's just to see the boxing where when you see these events, everyone's there for the boxing, but that is only a small part.
Yeah, they want the 7-hour drinks package as well.
7.5.
Yeah, 7.5 hours.
Oh, yeah,
that's what most of my mates have said, who said, come in, 7.5, or 7-hour drink package. Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that gets hammered, that thing.
I know. I need to make sure I'm first fight, so then at least they remember.
I think, we did have back at PCR 9, I believe it was, we did have two big boys fighting. James the Juice, who actually does your after-fight interviews. The Juice, he fought in fight 1 against Michael because he wanted to walk out with his son.
Well, I want to walk out with him as well.
Definitely have a word to Glenn. I can't guarantee anything.
I spoke to Nigel about it, and he said,
actually go Nigel, because Glenn will get lost in there. Glenn won't write it down.
Nigel said we can arrange it. It's just that he has to leave after it. So, but my wife's fine with that. Like, they'll watch it online.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's wherever I am, whatever I'm doing, it's fine.
The PCR, the Glenn and Nigel will accommodate family and amazing. Anything you say, they'll say, we will do our best to get it done. And the Crown have come to play a lot as well, because one of the girls last year, Jodie, she wanted to walk out with her daughter, and she was like, fight 3. And it was because it's a licensed venue.
Yeah.
There is a lot of paperwork to fill out, which we do, and it's all above board. So I think the fact that we've done it a number of times and we've done it properly and we've done it by the book, they're more likely to say, go ahead.
Well, the chair of Crown, he owns a holiday home over the road from us. He's a good friend of ours.
Oh, consider it done.
I know.
That's an 8.5-hour drink package.
He is one of the most down-to-earth people I've ever met in my entire life. He really is. He's like, considering he's the chair of the whole of the Crown, he's just so down to earth. Like you just wouldn't think it. You know, like you think these CEOs and all this sort of like he's just just jokes about everything. He's a top bloke, John. Really is.
That would be wild to kick off with two heavyweights,
Yeah.
That would be madness.
I know. When me and Jared were talking yesterday, I said, at least I don't move fast. And he goes, neither do I. I said, it'll just be in the centre, just swing and bang. That's all it'll be. So,
he's a big, strong boy.
He is. And he's so long as well. Like, I can't get... at times, I've not been able to get close enough to get my shots off before he's hit me with another one.
He's balanced. Yeah. Maybe that's the BJJ, he's black belt as well.
Oh, is he?
I think I've been saying that. Jeez, imagine if he's not. Imagine him talking him up. He's very balanced.
Okay.
However, if you fight him, and I'm not saying I'm on Team Carter. I'm not saying I'm on Team Chamberlain. I'm just saying that if Vince got up, Vince might. Well, then again, yeah, Vince might give you some tips.
Yeah. Well. We'll see.
I can't give you any tips. I got no idea how to beat anyone. I just sit on the sidelines and tell you what you're doing wrong. No, I don't do any of that. Well, yeah, just going back. Geez, I'm circling back to this. Was it the fact that you went into the Perth clinic and managed to come out? Obviously, it's not all fixed. You've got to still be working on it all the time. But was it just the real? Like, was it just you being accountable? Was it responsibility?
I think it was a bit of everything, like a bit of changing medication, going on actual anxiety medication instead of depression medication, which they're very similar. Accountability of what had happened, and also realisation of what was happening and that it needed to change. So, I mean, a lot of people do kind of like come out and then they'll go back after a couple of weeks.
I've seen that a lot.
They relapse. There was one gentleman in there with us. He got out just before me, and he actually moved to Busselton. And I saw him probably 2 months after I got out, and I just saw him in Coles, and he was absolutely smashed, And he'd said, that he'd wait. He was a professor of like as a university, and he crashed a company car drink driving, but they didn't sack him because he had these issues, but they just kind of demoted him, and he was well aware of what was going on, but he just relapsed. And like part of me would have judged him, going, well, you've just been through all this, but you just, like, he didn't even recognise me. He thought he saw me the week before fishing off the end of the pier. He's like, oh, did I see you fishing? I just went, yeah. Did you catch that sand groper or whatever it was? I was like, no, I didn't get it in the end. I've never caught a fish in my life anyway. So it is hard. Like, people do relapse. There's been a couple of people I do, but I just look at what I've got.
Oh, yeah.
It's more than anything to me. So I just look at that, and I'm very open with my son about what's gone on because I want him to be open with me. My wife's fully aware of it, and she's always checking in and stuff. She's very supportive of it. Any other wife, I reckon, would have just gone, I can't deal with this, So she's been very supportive of it. Friends have. I didn't even tell my mum until after I got out. So she actually rang me while I was in the clinic. She's like, I haven't heard of you for ages. And I was just like, well, yeah, I've just been busy. And then after it, I told her that what had gone on, and I explained what had happened. And she got upset then. She's like, I'm to blame. So in my mind, I was like, yes, you are, Mum. You're to blame. This is your fault, not mine. So,
not on Mum. Jeez.
So it's, I've always been that type of bloke that's, like very go-lucky, happy, jokey. I take the piss out of any situation. I try and make things funny. I'm the most unprofessional, professional person you'll ever meet, in life. And a lot of that was put on previously. Now I can be that person and be it honestly. And that's what I like.
Isn't it funny that how people maybe not act, but sort of the performance people put on,
just trying to hide it.
And it's normally the funniest people.
Look at is it Robin Williams?
Oh, yeah.
You know, how happy he was and jokey, and then unfortunately he took his own life. And, you know, when you're in that moment, though, I remember it clear as day. This is the only way out. This is, my life will end, my wife will get money, and they'll be better off. But then I didn't even realise life insurance, suicide isn't
covered.
No, I didn't even know that. So it would have been for nothing. So, you know, I didn't know that until after, when I was like, my wife was like, it's not even fucking covered. I was like, what? Like, I thought I was helping you. She's like, no, not at all. But I'm just happy that I can be here today to talk about it. And, you know, whoever listens to this, it's all fun and games. But even if there's out of those 32 fights, if anyone else is going through that, at least they know that someone else is. And that's what I think it should be like. The men should be able to talk. Men should be able to be open without being judged. And this is, like I said before, I've said it a million times, full circle. One end to the, hopefully, to the other extreme, with my hand raised at that on the 5th of March, then get absolutely smashed the next day.
Do you think there's more anxiety and stress for people nowadays?
I think social media plays a big role in that.
Yes, I think you are correct.
I think it's, and listen, I'm not on Twitter, but I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and I post a lot on there, mainly due to having friends back in England, and, you know, just kind of, it's a better way of keeping in touch with them. So it has its good parts, but
it's what it was meant for. It's what it was designed for. But,
like, you know, like now, even since last year, I've not really posted much on my social media. I try to take a break, and then is it Ludio X? Yeah, Ludio X. They kind of give us a cheat sheet, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to start posting now, you know, and doing all this stuff. So I mean, I try to get into it, but, you know, like that day in the life, like I did that and I put it all together, and I try to be as honest as possible with it. Like, it's not just all, I'm just a home father, my wife works. I do some work at times, you know, but I was more anxious about what would happen after it, like people's comments, you know, like friends taking the piss, or acquaintances, I suppose. I was more worried about that. So that's where it comes from for me, whereas people might look at that and go, well, he's got a better life than me. You know, that's where I want to be. That's what I want to do. And I think that's a lot. Like, everyone always says, you look at the Kardashians and Jake Paul and Logan Paul, and, you know, what they do, and that's what everyone thinks life should be like, and it's not.
It's not at all.
No.
And 90% of what you see isn't even real.
No, not at all. So I think a lot of, like, there's been a lot. I think we're more, what's the word? Like, we're more aware of mental health, which is great, but also I think having social media and mental health coming together, I don't think that's, what's the word for it? I don't think it's not. I can't think of the word. Like, it's just too similar for it to kind of, like, not be associated with each other. You know, so I kind of feel as though, like, mental health and social media together just makes things a lot worse. But people make livings from it.
But that's it. When money gets involved, money does strange things to people.
Yep.
And there are so many, I suppose, charities or support networks where they don't give a shit. They just want to get more people through the door, more money.
Yep.
Mate, if someone finds a way to make money off you,
well, look at cancer research and how much money that makes.
Do you believe that they could cure cancer? And then about 10,000 people would lose their jobs? I'm just saying.
And also the world is overpopulated at the moment with 8 billion people that can only hold 5 or 6 billion. But I'm not a conspiracy theorist, you know. It's funny, like, me and my friends always say
Hillary Clinton, get her back in there. That'll cure some of that
me and
population.
My friends always say, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but why was the flag waving when they landed on the moon and just stuff like this? Like, we always have these conversations.
We just believe what we're told, don't we?
We believe what we see. Social media.
it's weird. This is off topic. I saw a story from this lady, and she's the one. Do you know how many? Have you heard the rumor about in your sleep how many spiders?
Yeah, something like over a lifetime or something. It's like 1,000 spiders or something like that.
The lady, she filmed herself starting that rumor like it's completely fake. She filmed like this is back in the old Handycam days, and she was very ahead of her time. And she said you got to watch out with media because people just get told something and then it runs. And she had like all these ones, and she goes, no, this is believable because it works on fear and it works on something everyone does. So I think she said that you consume 3 spiders a week or something, like it crawls in your mouth and you swallow them in your sleep. And she started it. And then like it flashed forward 30 years and everyone just knows
I
it.
believed it until you told me.
Yeah, no, it's not true. That's the thing. Could you imagine spiders in your mouth?
Oh, well, I just thought I was asleep so I didn't feel them.
Well, wouldn't they?
Well, it just depends what type of spider it is, isn't it?
True. Some of these huntsmen that flying around here.
No.
Oh, geez, get those things away from me.
Yeah, burn the house down.
Got the spider.
Yeah.
Lost the house. We got the spider. Yeah, it's interesting, and it's going to be interesting to see where we go with the whole mental health thing because it seems to be you just can't get away.
No, it's everywhere. It's even now, like for your own business, they suggest social media as the way to advertise. Like that's the best advertisement method. So it's like you can't get away from it. It's, I mean, well, what they used to always say, like people owning newspapers could dictate what you hear. Now it's anyone and everything. You know, and I suppose that's why all this conspiracy theories come out now, you know, about everything. But at least some of it is entertaining. Oh,
we've all got that one chat group that could cost all of us our jobs if it ever got late. Can you imagine going to court?
Yeah.
Some of the chat groups. But yeah, it's entertaining. It's very entertaining. That's why I reckon there's going to be an upturn. I was talking to Cam yesterday. He loves his fishing and stuff. I think there's definitely going to be an upturn in things like fishing. And I like prospecting. Never find anything, but I just love going out. Just that because we don't have phone reception. And how much better everyone feels after it, you know. I wonder if there's going to be an upturn in that.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
Well,
you like fishing? I see you never caught a fish.
I've never caught it. He goes, but we just stand there.
That's all right.
I mean, it's... I've just never really been into it. But I did see that Cam was out on his boat this morning.
That's why I had to change the times because all the winds are going to be good, Brad. I'm changing.
And he's like, it worked out well, he said to me last night. I was like, yeah, it did, mate. So I said, is it supposed to be good tomorrow? He's like, yeah. So I've got him on Instagram and I saw that he was out on his boat going out at like 7 a.m. this morning. So
he's keen.
Yeah, he's
very keen. Maybe take up magnet fishing. You ever done that?
No. Never magnet fishing, but I've seen there's all sorts of dynamite fishing that they do, you know, and all this lot. Like
now, magnet fishing is you throw the magnet in there and it grabs anything metal and brings it up.
Oh yeah, I have seen
anything. People to dump in the river.
Yeah, and that's how you get like those murder weapons from 30 years ago. Murders that they've never still solved, have they?
No.
So
it's good. It's a lot cleaner. You don't come home smelling the fish either.
That's good.
Well, mate, it's obviously been a big year, and you've obviously come a long way to actually get to where you are. So, I hope the future is just onwards and upwards.
Yeah,
from
definitely,
here.
it has been. That's for sure. So it's I reckon I'm more than 100% better than where I was last year, which is great. And unfortunately, it took a lot to come to that point, but it's gone, it's in the past. No shying away from it. It's happened. I'm not proud of it, but if I can share my experiences with others to help them, then great.
I know there's a couple of people that I've spoken to on the quiet at the PCR, and I think there is a couple of people that are going through a bit of a rough trot. And I think a few of them a couple of them are coming in here. Whether they decide to talk about it, that's their story. But yeah, you're not alone. And the fact that you've been through it and you've come out the other side of it. So, good times ahead.
Definitely.
Great times ahead. Should we actually get onto this PCR, mate? We've been going for an hour.
Yeah.
Let's see. I always say I'm going to get these shows down to 1 hour. That's never going to happen, by the way. Your sponsor.
Yes.
Hit me with your sponsor. How many have you got here?
Just
one. The two. Oh,
well, yeah.
What have we got here?
I've got so Enhance Health Group.
Enhance Health Group. I've seen you in all these photos. This your business?
This is my business.
Look at you there.
I know.
You're looking sharp.
I know, without a beard.
How long ago was that? That was not 5 weeks ago. You didn't look like that.
It was about 5 years ago, that one. It's funny, friends did comment going, when the hell was this photo taken of you? I was like, it's the only professional photo I've got without me having a scruffy beard.
Yeah.
So Enhance Health Group is my business. We do injury management, clinical exercise physiology, exercise is medicine. I don't feel as though I feel as though people shouldn't be put out of pocket to receive treatment, and exercise is treatment. So I bulk bill everyone.
Bulk bill Medicare, I see that.
Yeah,
nice.
So all it takes is a referral. As part of Enhance Health Group, my wife's a doctor. We part own the medical practice that my wife works at. So
what suburb are we talking here?
that's in Leschenault.
Down there, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just near Australian. So she works at that one, but I kind of just operate Enhance Health Group on my own. So deal a lot with rehabilitation consultants, so I'm work cover accredited as well, which is great. So in a sense of when people get injured at work and they go on workers' comp, I can basically coordinate their injury return. So what usually happens is you get injured at work, goes to the insurer, and then the insurer has a panel of providers. And what the worker doesn't know is that they can pick which rehab provider they want. So they don't have to go with who they prefer. And I can be that person. So I'm very much injured worker, helpful, I suppose. Like, I'm always in their favour. I'm never going to get on a panel for these insurance companies. You've got to be national. But I can do all this type of stuff. So I really enjoy that type of work and helping people, recover from their injuries and getting back to work. It's good work-life balance for me. Work from my laptop. I did some work this morning before I came here. And just kind of like, I'm a people person. I like talking to people and having a laugh with them, and that's what I get to do with that type of stuff. So, yeah, we started Enhance a few years ago, but it only now are we starting to like really, really push it. So want to get busy enough that I can employ a contractor, because at the moment my wife's the breadwinner. So, I'm just the house husband.
Okay. Well, that's it's definitely a business that is not, I was going to say booming. It's always been around, but it's
everyone's always going to get injured.
Always. I'm injured right now. I've been battling this back issue for about 2 years. Oh, I cannot get better. So, well, mate, and obviously, so this is almost like a self-sponsor.
Yeah, pretty much.
And there you are. Oh, that's not you. That's your business there.
Yeah, all AI generated.
Is that AI generated?
I believe so, yeah.
It's just getting pretty good.
Yeah, I know.
Looks a bit like...
I've just started to pay for, ads, so I go up in the Google reviews.
Okay.
And all stuff like that, so that's why I'm trying to push it a little bit more.
It is amazing how flooded the social... not this industry, but just the social media marketing industry is. But... I know of quite a few social media companies, and some aren't good, and some, like Lloyd with Ludio X, he's impressed me. I don't impress easy.
I've learned so much in 2 weeks just from the little things he's putting out there. I'm like, I did not have a fucking clue about this.
How much does he talk? Oh, my God. Listen, Lloyd, I'm a big fan of you, mate, but just let me get a word in at some point, please.
He was down on Tuesday, and he was filming some of the stuff on Tuesday, and I could see him doing it, and he's behind me, and I was like, all right, well, if he's filming, I need to make sure I get some good punches in, and then he comes up with a camera, and I'm like, don't get me double chin, No, I've learnt so much from Ludio, for my own business as well, which has been great. It's great networking.
He has been involved for a couple of years now, but I'm not too sure how his role has changed. But he is just all guns blazing in there.
It's like he never stops.
And he picks up his phone. You call him. You ever tried to call Glenn Austin? Yeah, he's not picking up that phone. reply 6 hours later with a text. Do you call me? And then you call him, doesn't pick up. Thanks, Glenn. Quality Glenn Austin. Jeez. Well, I'm sure he's the kind of guy that'll help if there's any tips or anything you need for your enhanced health group. Socials, I'm sure he'll help.
I'll have to hit him up.
He's a good guy. Tell me why you applied. Is it the next step in, I guess, recovery?
I've always wanted to do something like this. So I did a bit of Muay Thai a while ago, but I've always had bad knees. So I've had like 4 knee surgeries in the past 10 years. And
is that through football injuries?
Yeah, pretty much. And then not last year, was it? No, not last year, year before. I snapped my patellar tendon in my left knee.
I
came out of retirement.
How'd you do that?
I came out of retirement playing football, so I was coaching a side, and the reserves were short to 10, so I signed up the night before I played, and I was just too quick,
as you are, I can imagine.
Quickly got the ball, played it off, and then he snapped me from behind, and I was on the floor, and I was like, and like all the lads are like, who I coach are laughing on the sideline. I'm like, I can't fucking get up. Like something's happened. Told my missus, she come over. She was working the bar at the time. She's like, well, your patella's there, so you're not dislocated. I was like, Candice, there is something fucking wrong. I can't move my leg. So we have a run.
Oh, they love it when you talk to them like that. Yeah,
yeah.
I know. When I bring out those kind of words with my wife, she does exactly what I say. She starts throwing hands.
She's like, well, it's there. So I was like, I've snapped my patella tendon or dislocated or something. So I did that, and then so that was obviously another part of my mental health downgrade, because I was in the gym and I was getting quite fit and lifting heavy with squats and that, and then I couldn't do anything. I could not do anything lower limb. So for the last year and a half, I've just done upper body, which is great. Yeah. I mean, I bench press 130 kilos. I love that.
Yeah.
If you Google it, there's only 5% of the world's population that can do that.
Oh, you're in the top 5%, man.
That's still 750 million, but still, we don't tell you that. We just say 5%. But when you have knee injuries and all stuff like that, it's just kind of like, oh, fuck it, this is what you got to do. But a guy I know did this last year, and I sent him a message. Don't want to say he is a friend, but he kind of embarrassed himself in the weigh-ins last year.
Jeez, I'm just trying to think. I was at the weigh-ins. Embarrassed himself. A friend of yours?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, I'm going to get a list of last year's fighters here.
So, see if you can pick who it is.
Oh, geez, still got Oasis here.
He is a friend of mine, but he did embarrass himself in the weigh-ins last year, and I said, I'm keen to do this. That was before he embarrassed himself. And then, I applied and I got him.
Oh, Matty Cox?
No.
Matty Cox. I'm just trying to go through the list of last year. You're going to have to tell me, mate. Oh, Kevin Castle. Kevin Castle. I had his fight up before. That is someone, and I think Kevin's pretty handy in the boxing ring, and he's gone up against Zakharani. And I reckon Zakharani was a 3-1 underdog. And you know what? This is nothing against Kevin, because I could see the frustration on Kevin's face that night. He was furious. And that Kevin still fought a good fight, but there's always one. There's one person at every PCR, and it's not someone that sort of during training goes light, because I think everyone trains as hard as they can, but there's someone always on the night that the adrenaline kicks in and they are a completely different person, and that was Zakharani.
Well, I think from the weigh-in when Kev put his fist in his face, like, come on, mate, you've known him for 2 months. And he goes, I'm just trying to get in his head, like, mate, it's the night before the fucking fight, Apparently, I wasn't in it, but there's a group chat with him and some other mutual friends. And apparently, there was all having photos taken with that Zach going, just having my photo taken with a winner, at the fight, and all stuff like that. I was on my A license with Kev, and like I said, we've got a few mutual friends. So it was actually through him, how I got on, because he told me what I needed to do. Mm-hmm. So fair play in that sense, but fucking hell, mate, don't do that shit.
He came in here and he was super confident when he came in here.
He'll tell you how good he is. That's for sure. That's Kev Castle to a T.
The beauty was Zakharani's very humble, quiet guy.
Kev's not that.
No, it were two complete opposites.
Yeah.
That was a good fight. That was late as well. Fight 10.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That was a late fight.
I still haven't seen it. I just know he lost, so I'll go back and watch him.
I think his walkout. I'll just see if we can just get his walkout here. I don't want to focus on this too much. Look at him. Here's a walkout. Look at the confidence. Look at the moustache on the man. Sponsor Rapidware and Gem Resourcing. I do remember that. I remember redoing Gem Resourcing's logo because he sent me the smallest bloody JPEG of all time, and it was all blurry. I had to rebuild it.
He is very much a showman, Mr.
Look at him.
I know.
He is, isn't he?
He's mates
True
with
showman.
George Mann, who's like the world Muay Thai champion. So, I know, he's a dick, kitty. Like, fuck's sake, Kev.
I got on well with Kev. I do like Kev. Oh, the frustration on his face when Zach had like jab, and then go in and grab him. And Kev was furious. And I would have been as well. Zach just fought this incredible, this perfect
fight. Yeah.
And that's what I think people dismiss. I mean, as you know, with Craig and for the red team, Craig and Nigel are very smart fighters, those two. But I think where Glenn and Chris sort of not fool people, but the fight IQ on like Glenn Austin is extremely high. He is way more intelligent, boxing intelligent, than I think people realise.
I was asking them both yesterday about that fight, and Glenn had 32 fights in MMA and boxing. He was
he tried out for the Ultimate Fighter with Whitaker.
Right. Yeah, so a guy who used to teach me jiu-jitsu was Sean Spooner, and he fought Robert Whitaker and lost the fight, but he was winning it, and he got clipped in the fourth, I think it was, and he lost the fight, but he also went over to that as well. So Glenn was telling me that about it all, but Spooner was telling me that they wanted you to be a showman on the Ultimate Fight, like, you know, you needed to realise, and Spoons was saying, like, you know, that's just not me, I'm here to fight, you know, so it didn't really, you go for the interviews and that. But yeah, I didn't realise that he did all that, and then Nige has obviously had a few fights as well, and he was saying last night that he would have been undefeated if something hadn't had happened or something like that. So I was going to like have a Google and watch some of the fights.
Their fights are available on YouTube.
Oh, we'll definitely go back.
Nige was quick for a big boy.
He is.
Very quick,
like,
isn't he?
You know, you need to be down to around. I was like, Nige, I don't have the knees for that. I can probably slip one and then that's it, I'm standing there. But I mean, hopefully I've got another 6-7 weeks, so hopefully it comes. I mean, I'm learning a lot from both. Yeah. So much.
Glenn is deceptively quick as well. I remember watching I think his last fight. I think he fought the Hammer Hadrill, and he got one in the back of the head, and Glenn went down. I don't think it was deliberate. It was just one on the back of the scon. Oh. And then he got up, and then he won. Glenn turned around and won by knockout. Like Glenn, I remember when I met Glenn. Geez, this is going back 2004. So what's that? 21 years ago. I remember meeting him, and he was just a short little smart ass at the Mustang bar in Northbridge.
Oh, what a bar!
And he was, I was just being a dick, and he told me to calm down or something, and I was thinking, what's this little bald dick gonna do? He's gonna do nothing. And then one of the other guys, Rich, just said, "Do not get involved with that." And it's funny, we've sort of been mates ever since. Yeah. So we wouldn't have fought. I mean, he would have. You know what would have happened? Glenn would have been 0-1 after taking on a drunk Brad outside the Mustang bar at 2 a.m.
I bet that's seen a few fights out there.
Mustang bar?
Yeah, around the coast.
Oh, that place was mayhem. Is it still around?
Yeah. It's over the road. My mate owns a bar, Sir Ian Henry's, the bar over there. And then Voodoo Lounge, the strip club, they're a business partner.
I've never heard of it. I've never heard of Voodoo Lounge, Newcastle Street, North.
My other product is Beach Life, which is an alcohol drink.
Oh, I did see this. Beach Life.
And Voodoo Lounge are a big supporter of that. They buy a lot of my alcohol from me. Great people that run that. Haley and Tony.
Jeez, 20. This is how old I am, mate. You can see I'm old. There we go. Nice security there. Beach Life. This is Beach Life pineapple and cranberry.
Yep.
Premium triple distilled vodka.
Yeah, I came silver in the World Drinks Award.
Really?
Yeah, so I paid a company to make it for me. There's no money in it. It's more of a hobby.
Yeah. How many flavours?
So at the moment, I've got a new flavour, which is just vodka pineapple, but it's like a seltzer. So I do different flavours each year. So that was the first year. Then cranberry and pineapple. That was more of a... People said it was too fruity. I liked it, though.
Do you like sweet drinks?
Yeah, I like...
Do you like a Red Bull?
I fucking love Red Bull.
Really?
So when I stopped drinking, I came off Red Bull. And I hadn't had a Red Bull for about a year, and I had one the other day, and I was like, oh, I've missed this so much. I fucking...
Really?
If Red Bull listen to this, please can you sponsor me? Like,
Red Bull? Oh, me and Red Bull go way back.
I absolutely love Red Bull. I used to... So when I was drinking
What
properly...
about Iron Brew?
I don't mind it. It's more of a Scottish...
Yeah, it
thing,
is, isn't it? It really is.
But when I was drinking, I'd have a coffee and then a Red Bull in the morning. I absolutely love it.
The full strength or the sugar-free?
No, sugar-free, there's no point. There's just no point. It's got to be the full strength one. It doesn't taste the same.
The 250 or the 500 can?
250. I'm not a psycho, not a 500.
What about Monster or
I have tried it.
Rockstar and...
Monster I've tried, but I just love Red Bull. Just absolutely love it. And if you have a look at their marketing, I don't know if it's probably just social media, but what they used to do is just put empty cans in the bin, so people would automatically think that everyone was buying it. And then they go
that's genius.
Yeah, I don't know if
that's
true.
Absolute genius.
I saw, it's on social media, so it must be true, eh?
Oh, of course it is.
But
like the moon landing. Like Trump getting in legally.
Oh, don't be saying that, you'll start riots.
I just can't wait until this all goes. I'm sitting back and just waiting to see what happens in America.
How funny is it, though? Like,
so good.
I love watching and just seeing what's happening. Like, my wife always wanted to be the first female prime minister. And then Julia Gillard got in, so that kind of messed it up. But she's really into politics, and I'm not.
I don't understand anything.
I know I have to vote here in England. You don't have to do, so I do. But I just pick who I think's like more normal, if that makes sense. But sitting back and watching Trump and it's almost like something out of a comedy sketch. Like, and to be fair to him, though, he's doing a good job in some aspects of it. Like,
he's getting it done
for America. All right, if you're not going to do that, we're going to put a 50% tariff on. And then they soon come crawling back, and it's like, well, fuck, like he's called the bluff on it. He's a businessman, isn't he? But
it is. But that's what politics is.
Yeah.
If someone's right into politics and you don't know who to vote for, just say to them, "Oh, one vote doesn't matter." The dramas.
Oh, well, when I told my father-in-law who I voted for, he went through it and he's like, you voted at this polling station. The favourite to win that polling station was this politician. So that means that government get in. So really, your vote goes to nothing. I was like, I just fucking voted. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
it's just one vote. One vote doesn't mean anything.
Oh, I can't stand it myself, but my wife's very into it. But yeah,
some people are.
I know. Like,
and then do you get a hard time for not being into it?
Yeah, it's like, well, this affects all this. I'm like, well, either way, I've still got to pay for petrol.
Yeah.
Like, I've still got, if I want a beer, I'm going to have to pay for it. Like, I've still got to pay for stuff. Either way, so it's money, isn't it? It's all money.
It's politics. It's weird. No, this isn't everyone. I'm just having to go at people in politics now, and even less popular than I am. But if they're right into it, and you're not, they almost get on your case.
Yeah.
And you go, well, you're not into the EPL, and I am. How can't you name the entire team?
My wife will sit there and read ABC News, and then she'll come out and tell me something. And it just goes in one ear and out the other. Like,
disagree with it.
Did you hear that? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Trump. Make America great again. Yeah. How's that Australian politician name change his name to Trump?
His name, yeah.
Dick.
The Aussie Trump he's calling himself now, isn't it? I told my wife about that. She's like, actually, that's quite clever because he'll get voters now. I was like, well, fucking, I think that's why he's done it.
Yeah, that's wild over there at the moment.
Yeah.
How did we even get onto that? What were we talking about?
Just... Conspiracy.
Even before that, geez, I took us off topic somehow. I really got to structure these interviews better. Beach Life, I think we were talking about that. We'll swing back on Beach Life. We're talking about Red Bull and marketing.
Bull, that's right, yeah.
Is that what we're talking about?
We were, yeah. We were talking about marketing. And
but you like the taste of Red Bull?
I love the taste of Red Bull. In fact, after this, I'm going to go and buy one. We've got to go to Barbagallo Ferrari. My Ferrari's getting a full refit at the moment.
And my Ferrari's done.
Well, this one is...
No, sorry, no, it's a Lamborghini that's getting done.
They sent me a picture of mine, and it's like it's been on a council estate in Liverpool for the past week. Like, no tyres on it, all the body frames off it, and everything. So it's getting a full restoration. So we're going to go up there and have a look at it and have a look at some of the nice Ferrari cars.
You got a Ferrari?
Yeah.
I'm not into cars, by the way, but I do know that that's out of my price range. What type?
A 360...
Oh, I spelled that wrong.
Ferrari 360 Modena.
360 Modena.
Yep, year 2000.
2000. There we go. 2000. Let's have a look at what these things look like.
That's the red one right there.
There?
Yep.
It does look fancy.
It's nice.
How do you go? Because I've got an Isuzu MUX. Oh, fastest car on the road. People say 0 to 60 in about 4 minutes, and I like it because I can get up into it. I sat in a Lotus, I believe. Is a Lotus a car?
They are so small. I couldn't get that in sixth gear when I sat. So I went over to Melbourne to just drive them all. I couldn't get into sixth gear. I was like two-sided and it wouldn't go past my knee. So I just had to stay in fifth. They are so small.
Oh, it was how low it was.
I know.
I got into it and I was doing the old man, just that noise the whole time. How do you go getting into that? Because that's a low car.
It is. So, funny story. When I came out of my retirement to play and I snapped my patella tendon, I actually drove my Ferrari down. A bit of a joke with the lads. I was going to go down with my Louis Vuitton wash bag, dressed all nicely, show up in my Ferrari like I'm a prophet, So, I snapped my patella tendon and then I had to get into the Ferrari with a leg that doesn't work and then drive it home because there was no way I was letting my wife drive it home. No chance.
Is it manual?
It's double. So it's, what do you call it? It's paddles.
Yeah.
And it's automatic.
Okay.
So it was, but I just put it into automatic and go. But it was actually easier to get in when I had my knee in a splint than it was with my Land Rover Discovery.
Really? Did the doors go like that?
No, they come straight out, but it's just like I held my leg and it just went straight in and I was quite far back because it's only 2 seats. So,
okay.
When you go out the car in the garage.
Yeah, trying to get out the car in the garage, I had to roll out the car to do it all, but no, I've had the car just for a couple of years. A friend of mine's a mechanic. I went into business with him, and I took he just basically said do you want the car instead of the profit? I was like, okay, yeah, sure. I had to pay some to someone else who owned it, so I got it quite cheap. That's why I don't mind forking up for the restoration at the moment.
Okay.
And then it's 25 years this year, so it goes up in value again.
I heard that. Is it true that you can't buy a Ferrari unless you've already owned one? Is that true?
I don't know.
Was that another car? Someone was telling me about that. Like you have to own one before, to buy. It's like a club. You got to own it to be able to buy a new one.
Well, there is a sticker on mine that says Ferrari Club, so
maybe that's it.
But I am signed up to something with Ferrari now. I mean, they've been great, it's an expensive job, but they basically said to me if you just want to pay monthly instead of the fee, we just keep the car because we know of the value of the car. We can just sell it if you never pay us. I was like, that's great. Saves me space in my garage at the moment while it's getting all fully done. So
they're one of the few cars that do appreciate in value.
Yeah. Yeah, so 25 years, it goes up by about 50 grand because of the classic, I've been told. And then obviously I'm getting everything redone, so hopefully it goes up. My accountant wants me to sell it, but my son doesn't. And I've told my wife I'm not selling it, so...
Have you opened it up?
Yeah.
But stayed within the speed limit?
Always within the speed limit.
Of course you have. I did say, and I got no enjoyment out of it, but I did see... down on Orong Road a few weeks back now, a couple of months back now, someone's come around the corner a little bit hot in a Lamborghini and it put it on the roof. Being that low, I didn't know how he managed to get it on the roof. It just bang. It just it wasn't even going fast.
Wow.
Just, you could see it on video because we saw some security footage and he's just come around the corner and just clipped it. It's just gone plonk on the roof.
There's a guy in Perth and he runs the Lance Escalante. It's basically just all the nice cars and it's like a car group. He's on Instagram. Kuyuli, he's called.
Kuyuli.
And he's when COVID happened, he became a millionaire with online casinos. through America because obviously it's illegal here.
Yep.
And so he's got the car collection and he's just got all these cars. So I don't know if you remember it, but outside of Crown, one of the drivers crashed a Lamborghini into another Lamborghini. They were both his cars. So, like one of the valet parking, like, so apparently he was fine with it because obviously he's loaded. But
the Crown take care of it?
I would have assumed so.
Crown are good.
Yeah, they are. They're
very
good.
They're a business. Let's not forget that.
They're the biggest employer in Australia.
Bigger than McDonald's? Good on them. Listen, the dealings I've had with the young ladies and the gentleman, Renan, who does the event management, can't fault them.
No, they're very professional and they've got the customer at heart, I think. Whenever, even whatever you do, if you're just there visiting, they're always just so nice. We enjoy staying there. We do.
They come to the event and they're loving it.
Yeah.
They get a bit loose towards the end there. So
Let's do it.
Good on you. I'll see you there, Alex. All right. Let's get back. All right. You haven't been to a PCR, as you said. You are in for a treat. You've seen the cardboard cut. I know I've mentioned it before. You've seen the cardboard cutouts. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to taking one of them home.
About 5:10. Go and grab it. Chuck it in the room. Come back. Don't leave it to the end.
No, okay.
You'll trust me.
That's a job for him.
Yeah, just come down, grab it, go on. It's all over. And you are staying at the Crown.
Yes.
Just the one night, or are you going to have Friday as well?
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Triple. At the Towers?
Yep.
That is better. I'm a fan of the Metropole.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I like them all, but I'm a fan of the Metropole because it's a bit more it's a bit more family friendly.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is understandable.
Yeah.
Because Towers is a bit more professional. But in saying that, if you're staying at the Towers and you need to get to that ballroom, it is just the lift straight down and you are there. It is so easy to get there. Yeah. So I'm not too sure. I think I'm going to be staying there Saturday night, but I'll be...
It's recovery drinks on the Sunday, so I did extend.
Oh, the infamous Glen Austin pool party. I don't know when that became a thing, but he looks forward to that, I think, more than the event.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
It is good. It is a good morning. I haven't been. I've had to back it last 2 times. I've had to back it up with Sunday morning work.
Oh.
I'm not into that. Okay. Did you have any boxing experience? You said you did some Muay Thai. Boxing, though.
Yeah.
Coming in fresh. Because you look very comfortable when I saw you there.
Oh, did I?
You did. I did. You were working. I mean, punching a bag, that's the thing. There's some people that look like Floyd Mayweather on the bag, and then they get in the ring, and then they choke up. But, yeah, I thought you looked quite comfortable. I thought you might have had a bit of a background in it.
No, just Muay Thai. I've had some good coaches down in Bunbury. Like I said, I did want to fight in Muay Thai. I actually sponsor a Muay Thai athlete, and he's the one world champion.
That's what I was going to say. I did see your Instagram here. Where is it? Come on, Nicky. Oh, let's just Wrexham. There we go. This is what I loved. Okay?
Yeah.
This is why I'm a fan of ONE FC. I mean, I'm a UFC fan. They have the biggest belts I've ever seen.
I asked him, I said, is that made of real gold? He's like, do you think I'd be fucking fighting if that was made of real gold? I was like, it's the size of Lincoln, the belt. So that was when he was Muay Thai and kickboxing champion. Unfortunately, he lost the kickboxing one, but he's got his next fight in Dubai next week. So I was going to go, but I can't because I'm training. So he's been really good, John Haggerty. Good luck next week, John. But he's like, I've been messaging him and he's giving me tips. He even said to me, I full disclosure, I don't like CrossFit. I don't rate it. It gives out injuries. And he said to me, he's like, what's really good for fighter fitness is CrossFit. And I was like, oh, fuck. So, but like a lot of my friends do it, and all that. But I was like, oh god. But he's been really good with tips and everything. But yeah, the belt was absolutely huge. Like,
it is massive.
You couldn't even pick up that belt, could you? I had to pick it up for you.
Is it bigger than my belt up there?
Yeah.
Mine is inflatable. That's pretty big. That's our tipping belt, which just hangs on my wall. That's a WWE belt that we painted over.
We have one.
Yeah, we have a WWE belt.
Like a real one?
Yeah, one of the replica ones.
Oh, yeah. I've got a UFC one somewhere here. I normally pull that out. I don't know where.
We got a US World Champion one, didn't we? US Champion when we went to watch Elimination Chamber last year.
Where was that held?
That was at Optus.
It was at Optus. That was good.
Yeah, it was good. Really good event.
Yeah.
Although, like, I like fast forwarding it when I get bored, and I couldn't do that live. So.
Were you? We haven't. Jeez, I've been talking about WWE with people for a while. You a WWE fan?
Yeah, I love it. Always have.
Back in the day.
Oh, Attitude Era. Yeah, like I get WrestleMania 17 with Limp Bizkit's theme song "My Way" with The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. I get goosebumps just thinking about it.
What kind of year did you get involved?
Probably around about 2000s, maybe just a little bit before then.
Okay.
My dad hated it though, so like I had to always wait until he wasn't watching TV so I could watch it. But yeah, I've always found it funny. I've always, and it's a great fitness. Like, people say it's fake. Yes, it's scripted, but they're still landing on the back from a cage that is 50 foot in the air.
Yeah. So, well, the thing is, it is acting, but these people say, "Oh, it's just acting." You go, "Yeah, but you watch Game of Thrones. That's not real." You watch Harry Potter. No, he isn't actually a wizard. It's. I used to get into the like the real. Like I was in the 80s. That's when I used to watch it. You got Netflix?
Yeah.
Have you seen that they've bought the whole back catalogue of Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
How good's that?
I know. It's like you just go onto it on WWE, don't you, on the collection thing, and you can just watch
all of it.
It's it is good. Like every Saturday and every Tuesday we watch it. So on a Tuesday I drop him off at school, I have my personal trainer, and then I come home and I just watch it. Like just sit there with my protein meal, whatever it is, put my compression pants on, ice my elbow or whatever, and just watch it.
Full theatre now, isn't it?
Oh, it's since Triple H has come in and started like taking over from Vince McMahon. It's good fun. Like I'm enjoying it a lot more because it did get a bit stagnant after a while. But
there was a bit of a lull there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Was that sort of after the John Cena kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just didn't.
Did you watch the Vince McMahon documentary?
No, I know he was because Vince wasn't the president when I started. I watched WrestleMania 1.
Oh, did you?
On Channel 7.
Was that Hulk Hogan and
Mr. T versus Roddy Piper and Paul Mr. Wonderful Orndorff, Jimmy Superfly Snooker and Cowboy Bob Orton, Randy's dad, was in the corner. So that's how long, like from back then in the mid 80s, and who was, I can't even think of what the president's name was, but this was pre-Vince.
His dad was in charge of it back before him. His name was Vince McMahon as well.
No, it was before that.
Oh wow!
I can't think of what his name was. It's just slipped my mind. But yeah, so back then, but I did see the documentary on Vince, and I heard it's not that complimentary of Vince.
It's not, but then one of his friends comes out who used to be like his executive producer, and he does say, like, you've not mentioned once about how, bless you, you've not mentioned once about how he paid for my daughter or his wife's chemotherapy, made sure she got that. You've just gone into all that.
The bad stuff.
Yeah, like, and I mean, that's media, isn't it? Like that type of media. But it did show some good things of him, but it also just showed how much of a businessman he is. It was quite interesting. It was.
But it is a business.
Exactly, and that's how he treated it,
And if you treat it like a nice guy, it probably would have gone under. All the people would have lost their jobs.
Exactly.
It is a multi-billion-dollar business now, isn't it?
Yeah, well,
so
since,
popular.
The TKO group are taking over, which is UFC as well. So there's a lot more there's a lot more cross promotion now, actually. So in this Royal Rumble just gone, they had TNA's world champion in it, in the WWE Royal Rumble.
Okay.
So it's like, it's things that like people are excited by it. So I think like he loves it. He loves watching it.
I think it's going to be just like a total takeover of the wrestling world.
You never know. I do well in this, and I could even fight Jake Paul at
Maybe.
MCG and then get a WWE contract. Could change my life. You never know.
Is Rousey still fighting in WWE?
Nah, she's had babies. No, so.
Travis Brown.
Yes.
Jeez.
So she's so she's actually gone down a little bit. She, I think she caused a lot of trouble. Not as much as Hulk Hogan has. When he came out the other week and everyone just booed him. But that's
really?
Yeah, he made those racist comments, didn't
he?
So it's, but I used to love Hulk Hogan and I heard all that and I hate him now.
How is he still doing the damn thing?
He's got a...
he was old when I started watching it.
He's got a beer now and it's called All American Beer, so he came out to try and advertise that and all the fans were just booing him and you could clearly hear it. So,
jeez, the Hulkster. To think anything could take away the whole stuff.
No.
I was having a look at the amount of WWF and WWE wrestlers that have died before the age of 40, and that list is excessive.
Yes.
I wonder how. It's almost like they were taking things that they shouldn't have been taking.
Potentially, yeah.
Don't know how any of that happened. There's your crew there.
Yeah.
Good turnout. Yeah, that's very unusual to have a turnout at training like that, mate. So you guys are doing well.
No, they're a good bunch.
Mental changes. We've obviously spoken about the last 12 months and what you've gone through. It's only been 2 weeks. Do you feel different mentally now than you did?
Yeah, I've never been so dedicated to something in my life. Like, I think growing up, I've always been around athletes, and now I'm training like one. I've always supported athletes, but now, like, this is my priority. Like that, a lot of people out there are like, "Oh, I didn't realise you was coming from Busselton." You know, like it's only a 2-hour drive.
I heard that on the orientation day, and someone said, I think someone's coming from Busselton, but no one knew exactly who it was.
Yeah. Well, I'm always there early, so it's like I set off to pick him up from school at 2:15. And he finishes at 3:15. So by the time I've got everything, drop him off at school, I just go straight up. But I'm just so dedicated to it. I've never been dedicated to something as much as this in my life. Like, I really want good of this. It's so far, it's changed so much. My mental, I'm more happier. I can see it myself. You know, I'm not drinking again, which is good and bad, because like I went down to the pub and I just had some Coke Zeros the other day with some friends. But I mean, like it doesn't bother me. Yeah, I'm just so dedicated. Like I like training like an athlete does, and I think this is what PCR gives you. It gives you that opportunity to have an athlete's lifestyle.
It almost doesn't give you a choice as well.
Yeah.
Because you get to round 3 and all those beers and all those skip training sessions will show in round 3.
I feel as though I'm getting fit. That first session, I had to stop for 5 minutes, and I was only supposed to hold the pads. I was just completely fucked. You know, and I thought to myself, like, it's okay, it's going to get better. And now I can make the full sessions, you know, and get through it all. And
Bag sprints at the end. That's round 3. That's all round 3 is. That's all it is.
I can tell. But it's good. Like, it's really, it's an enjoyable, you hate it, but like after it, you're like, fuck, that was good. You enjoy it.
Feels so good afterwards.
Yeah, so much.
I did say it to Neve yesterday. It's hard to believe it or to understand, but in the end, winning isn't the priority. Like at the end, the fact that you've done it,
you're in there and you've taken part, and you've managed it.
Everyone wants to win, and obviously that'll make you feel better. But if you don't, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to have to be someone that comes away with a belt and someone with a medal.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think if you have to train like you have to win, but also afterwards just know, because no one, I mean, you think of people who have lost and no one holds anything against them.
Well, you don't even know they've lost. Like some people that come in and have helped us, they're like, yeah, I fought and I lost. And I'm like, well, fuck, you're good. You know, you are, but it doesn't. But we do put pressure on ourselves easily. Like, you know, you want your hand raised at the end. You want that to take that belt home. But I've found that if I'm putting that pressure on myself too much, it's just, I need to take that step back and go, just fucking make it there. Just get there.
Got to do it.
Yeah.
I hope it goes well. I hope it goes well for everyone. I'd like 15 draws. I know.
I definitely don't want to draw. No.
You have to come back. Well, the fact that so many guys come back and do it is actually, we haven't had a female come back. Let me just think. I cannot think of a female that's come back. So, but all the guys, like so many guys do.
I'd definitely do it again. After 2 weeks now, I've already said to myself, I'd do it again.
Well, you'll have to get picked again, mate. There's a lot of people.
Yeah, that is.
Hang on. I'm on the wrong page here. Every year there's more applicants. And it's not just more applicants, it's better quality applicants, if that makes sense. Like a lot of people will talk it up and go, yeah, I'll do that, and then haven't really thought about it. But you have a look at the amount of people that have already, so that number there, that's the applicants.
267.
Okay, well, I wasn't going to say it out loud. That's why I put it up here, rather than just tell you. And you just told everyone. Thanks.
That is a lot of applicants.
Okay, there you go. 267. Jeez, I've kept that quiet for so long.
Oh, you can always remove it.
I won't. I'll forget where I actually said it and I'll listen to it again. But that just goes to show you the amount of people that want to be part of it. And the people that think ahead and sort their sponsors. If any tips for anyone that's looking to apply it next year is get your sponsor locked away before you do anything.
Yeah.
That is the key. Only because there is a financial commitment to it. And we don't want the fighter to have that stress in the last couple of weeks thinking, shit, I don't have a sponsor. And plus, it saves me drama because I don't have to redesign the T-shirts with different sponsors.
And it's going to a great cause as well, you know.
The money goes where it should.
Yeah.
That Saba Rose Button Foundation. Oh, did we all get emotional at the...
tell me about it. And you know what? Like
bloody Rob from Gobsmack Sports Mouthguards, major sponsor.
Yeah. But even after, the talk, I've forgotten her name, I'm sorry. Is it the mum?
Oh, Kristen.
Kristen.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, like, even after,
quality lady.
When you're feeling down, just think what Saba's had to go for. And to me, I'm just like, fuck me dead. It just hits home. So, and I guarantee you, there's at least 50% of those guys out there that are, when they're feeling tired, they're thinking of those words. Yeah. And I am. There's been at least 2 or 3 conversations I've had with people who said the same thing. So it hit home. It really did. And I'm so glad it's going to a great cause.
Yeah. And that family, how strong that family is.
How strong Saba is,
Because I know they've spent some... I hope it's all right for me to say this, Kristen, but we spent some time in December and January at Perth Children's Hospital. Only just a leg injury for my son, and I did see that family there, and the time that they have spent there. It just the fact that family is still so close, hold it together under that much daily stress.
It's you just couldn't imagine. Like my wife's obviously grown up with a sister with Down syndrome, who's 1-to-1, so she's seen some stuff, but. Even though she's 1-to-1 care, she is independent at times, and poor Saba isn't, and it's just come from, I went on the website and had a read, and it came from a vaccination, and, it's just mad. It really is just like how something like that can happen, but it's so good to see, how as a family, they've just gone, all right, these are the cards we're dealt with. This is what we're going to do. They're
better than me. Better person than me. I don't know what I'd do.
Well, put it this way. Last year I tried to leave my world. Don't see them doing that at all. It's for such a great cause, and it's so heartwarming.
And it's an incredible night. I'm getting pumped. We're like 50 days away.
I know. So much more weight I can lose in 50 days.
Cannot wait. What are your obviously, massive support across the board. Tell me about this support you're getting. Family, the little guy next to us there who's playing. I don't know what he's playing on his iPad.
He just sits there. He's like my little mini-me. He just if I go to the pub or something, he comes with me. He just sits, plays on his iPad. He's such a good kid. Like, he really is like my little sidekick.
Oh, nice.
Like, it's so funny. But yeah, he's just playing his games and that. But no, they're all supportive. Obviously, my wife being a doctor.
Concerns?
Does have some concerns, but she's happy. So Lincoln's godmother, actually, she's a close friend of mine. She plays cricket for England, so she's just been over playing in the Washes. which obviously
that name is something else.
Yeah. So she's obviously not happy about the result at the moment, but we went over to watch her and she wasn't selected, unfortunately.
That is so funny.
The Washes, that's what they call them, the Washes.
I do the women's Ashes, I know, but just that's come to someone in the middle of the night and gone, I've got it, the Washes. It's so good.
Well,
I got distracted.
We did go over and see her in Melbourne, and when I told her, she just put her hands in her head and went, after last year, I thought you wanted to take a step back. And I was like, I've come full circle, though, She's like, just look after yourself, So it's, like, they are that supportive. They really are.
The refs and the coaches take care of you. Firstly, they're not going to match you with someone
exactly
that they don't think that you can win the fight. And that goes for both ways.
Yeah.
The refs will look after you. If they understand it's amateur, if they see something they don't like, they will stop it.
Yeah.
If Nigel and Glenn see something, if Chris and Craig see something they don't like, they'll stop it. And they're experienced enough to go, this isn't normal. They know someone who's copping a bit, but then they know when it's not safe anymore. And I don't think any of them would have a hesitation in calling it.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell. And, it's Dave even said just have trust in us. Like, if you think you've been matched up to, they're out of your league in the sense of that just trust us, they're not, So it's, I've got full trust in both of them. I'm excited for it. My family's excited. It's a bucket list item, isn't it?
It is. Just going with what you're saying then, I've had two people, we didn't put it in, I've had two people come in here and say, I won't say their exact words, but they basically said, I've been stitched up here, I'm going to get done, and they both won. I'm not going to say, should I say? No, I won't. No, I won't. I won't dob them in. But there are people that truly believe that they've been stitched up and they're going to be a punching bag, and they've won. Both of these people won.
It's great.
One of them, borderline, but the other judges,
the hands raised, you've got that belt at home.
Yeah, yeah, and you just wear it all the time, wouldn't you?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, definitely. Should ask, do you need to log on to the internet here, buddy?
Do you need to go on the internet, Lex? Do you want to go on the internet on your iPad?
No, you're good.
Okay? Playing games.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one to crack. Password 123. That's the password. Okay. Do you have any fears or concerns about the event? Is there anything that's worrying you?
My only anxiety is that my opponent gets injured before I get there. I don't want to fight.
Now there is. I was looking at this. I was looking at the lineup here. Now, this is just. We've got the ability to do. Well, last year, I don't know how this happened. I don't know how we managed to get it in there, but we did. It was unbelievable. I think just time stood still for about an hour and let us catch up. We put on 15 fights last year, and we had Link Support Solutions, like a children's, Link Support Solutions support people with special needs, and they came in and they did like a 10-minute boxing session in there, which was good. They did that during the evening. Now somehow we managed to fit in 15 fights and that, so the equivalent of 16 fights. Now and this isn't my call, this is 100% Glenn and Nigel, you can fit in 16, but also if you put in 16, we also want to have it entertaining for the crowd. And you go, yeah, we could start at midday and put on 30 fights, but no one wants to see that.
Yeah.
There's that sweet spot where it's full entertainment.
How many people want a 12-hour drinks package as well? Like, come on.
Probably most of your mates. So they're trying to.
Listen. What happens.
Yeah.
You know, it's. I'm just going to keep training and going from there. So
it's the females because there's 8, and so it's 4 fights.
They are quick. Like honestly, I sparred with Aniva the other week.
Yeah.
Last week, and before I got one shot, she hit me about 4 or 5 times.
She is deceptive.
Oh, she's so quick, you know. Who else did I spar with? I think I sparred with Georgia as well.
Yeah.
Georgia clocked me good with a hook. Like they're just so quickish. You know?
George is power.
Yeah, she
George
is.
is solid, very well planted. I was watching her footwork the other day, and she was doing well.
They're all like Abby's just so fit.
Yeah.
You know, so she's quick. I think she's done Muay Thai in the past as well. You know,
surprised she finds time to train with how much she posts on Instagram. It's amazing. It's amazing, Abby.
Amber's got some power behind her as well. April, Curie.
I like Amber. I had to cancel my Monday
Oh, did you? Oh, is that why you said she was your favourite now?
She is at this. Oh, she's definitely my favourite.
So her sponsor, I know her sponsor.
From Muscle X Movement, or Katie Beaton?
Yes,
Katie Beaton?
Katie Beaton.
Yeah.
So her brother actually played for Perth Scorchers, Tom Beaton. Cricket.
Oh, I know the name.
Yeah. Playing in New Zealand. So me, Neva, and Katie were all on the same course together 8 years ago.
It's almost incestuous.
It's so weird. It's just like just how the world operates. So so I knew she uploaded something. I think Amber put something on Instagram, and then Katie shared it. And I was like, I didn't see Katie there, and then I realised it was from Amber.
Okay.
So it's it's funny. It's just how the world works. Small world.
It is. It's way too small. The female fights seem to be the most. They are the most viewed on.
They're going to be fast. They're going to be quick, and they're going to be powerful. Like you just look at how some of them move. Melissa was moving. Like Mel was just moving. We were doing rocks and slides, and like she just went straight through, and you can just tell she's just going to rock back once and just get that right, that straight in. It's mad. They will be good fights. I think
they are. They're the most popular.
Are they?
On like all the views, if you go just by YouTube, they said the top probably 5 videos are female fights.
Yeah. Wow.
There's never been a knockdown. I hope there isn't. I hope everyone comes out of it well. But there's never been a knockdown in female fighting.
Wow.
I thought there was going to be one last time. You had Liv Druid against Nadia Milana. I thought someone was going down, and they didn't. They both just ended up pummeling each other for 3 solid rounds. But I don't know. Who's going to be the surprise package? I think one of these girls.
A surprise package in what way?
Who just turns up on the night.
Aniva.
You reckon?
I think she will. I just think she's so quick. She's so tall, long. She's got great technique. You can see that in her. Whoever's matched up against her, that'll be a tough fight.
I'm not too sure who it's going to be.
Well, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, whoever the fight's going to be, it's going to be interesting fights all through the whole night. The guys. See, I suppose because you're in that top bracket of weights, you've got less
Stand
people.
And bang.
But imagine if you go, I weigh 88 kilos. You go, all right, I could fight 20 different people here. It'll be good. Whatever happens, mate. The fights will all be close.
Yeah, it'll be good fun. Whatever happens.
Do you have a preference? Let's talk shit about one of the teams. Do you have how much are you going to pay to be on red team because they're the better team?
I don't have a preference. I'm happy to be red and blue. I am sitting on the fence. If I have to pick.
You don't have to pick, mate. You don't have to pick. Trust me, because if you get picked in the other team, they will not let you live it down.
Well, I mean, Glenn's great as well, but Glenn didn't fight at heavyweight.
No, Glenn fought at 75, I think.
So Nigel's fought at heavyweight, which would suit me, but I would be happy to go on either. They're both brilliant.
Very different, but both are very good.
Yes.
And when you've got your opponent as well, I think it's going to be easier because you're going to be able to train for your opponent.
Yes, yeah. And we find out, obviously, in a couple of weeks. But, no, like I said, I am happy to go on either, whichever one.
And, you can tell your coaches anything, and they're not going to... The only time they will, I think, let their opponent, like the other coach, know is if you've got a potentially fight-ending injury.
Yeah.
That's the only time. But if you're a bit sore or you're a little bit this or you're nervous, you go, I'm not too good at this, they're not going to say anything.
No.
They want to win. They're competitive. Those four clowns, they are way more competitive than you think.
Yeah, their assistant coaches are really good. I like them a lot.
Craig, just business all the time. And Chris Chiari. He's been there since the start. He fought PCR 1.
Oh, did it?
It was called Pro 9 back then. But yeah, he's been with Glenn from the start.
Is he the small lad?
Yeah.
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 So he does all the ab stuff at the end, I think.
Yeah.
And he hit me yesterday, and he was going around punching people in the stomachs, and then he's like, "Does anyone want it?" I was like, "Yeah, go on, give it." And he hit me, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm all bruised. I must do it now." I was like,
"He doesn't muck around, does he?"
I was like, "You almost lost your hand in my tummy, mate."
We've talked about who your possible opponent is. We've just clicked over 2 hours.
That's okay.
And your walkout music, I'm going to play it because I know what it is. You told me. I got excited. It'll take a while for me to get this up.
And it's from 30 seconds, I think.
30 seconds in. Okay. With this is what someone told me with the Oasis concert because I tried to get tickets and I couldn't get tickets. Of course, all my mates absolute zero sympathy. Hang on, where are we here? Oh no, I've gone way too far. My mates who have zero sympathy, and they keep saying how much they're going to enjoy it. The fact that I didn't get tickets, and when they play, you're just going to have all these young influencers up the front, holding their phones, singing like the one line of Wonderwall they know, and they don't know any other songs. Oh, I will
it's not about one
lose my
song to
mind.
only know, though, is it? Like, if you're only ever going to know one song.
It is a cracker. Do you know Noel was originally supposed to sing this one?
Was he?
He was. There was this, and there was Don't Look Back in Anger, I think it was.
Yeah,
and he's gone, because I think they were going to sing the different ones, and then they heard it, and they said, no, Wonderwall's going to be a hit, and Liam, like, no, this is me. It's quite odd having 2 lead singers.
Yeah, but they worked so well together, didn't they?
They are good. They're very different. I would like to see Liam, though, just sing them all. I think he's just more, yeah. I mean, I think Noel is excellent.
Yeah.
But we don't know what Liam's voice is going to be like in some of the songs.
Noel's always, yeah, I know what you mean.
But Liam is just a loose cannon.
Yep.
Anyhow, let's get into this. Let's get some volume. I'm glad I've got these speakers out. So it's from about 30 seconds?
Yeah. It just gets rid of the intro.
YouTube are going to kill me with copyright here. The intro is quite long.
That's why I said 30 seconds.
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do.
His voice is different now. It's a little bit deeper. Better turn this down a little bit.
It's such a good song.
Oh, it's quality, isn't
I was
it?
secretly happy when, like, my Instagram followers, friends, picked this. Like, I was so happy.
See, they brought the orchestra into a lot of their music as well, and they did, didn't they? Because they weren't, like, it wasn't that common, because Whatever was one of their first songs, and that's when they had the violins and the cellos all coming in. So
they made music good again.
They did. They did.
There was no craze. You obviously had the Beatles craze. You had the Spice Girls craze. But then you also had the Oasis craze. Like, they kind of saved it. A bit like Eminem did with rap music. He saved rap music.
Is it because they never got caught up in marketing? They're like, this is us, and...
Yeah, deal with it, I suppose. Yeah.
What do you think of Blur?
Never liked them.
Oh.
Never liked them. Sick of them. Always on the radio, all the time, like, get this shit off, you know. But, like, going back when I was in school, I used to be a mosher. So, my first ever concert that I attended was Korn.
They used to get wild.
Oh, they did. I watched Marilyn Manson, Slipknot's other group, Murder Dolls. You know, I love Linkin Park. Like, In the End was going to be one of my walkout songs. Like, I was thinking about that. But I used to love all that music, but I'd always loved Oasis.
You were either Oasis or Blur, weren't you?
Yeah.
I used to be Oasis, not Blur.
It was like Spice Girls, wasn't it? You were either Spice Girls or the Pussycat Dolls or whatever they were called.
That was the American ones, yeah. But Blur, the thing is, though, Blur were versatile. You think about the different songs Blur had.
Oasis.
No, well, you think Blur... I think everyone's going to love one of Blur songs and hate one of Blur songs, because you got songs like Song 2, and then you've got like Tender, and then you've got Girls and Boys and Park Life. It's almost like they were trying to pick one to go with, and they were just doing...
Blur,
and then the Gorillaz came along.
Oh, yeah, the Gorillaz were good. I like the Gorillaz.
The Gorillaz are just Blur again, just with electronic music.
Blur remind me of, like, when you got iTunes on your phone, and that album from, was it U2?
Oh, that was automatically put on your
U2 and Blur in the same.
That's harsh.
That's just
really.
Yeah, they're in the same.
Spoken like a true Manchester, one-eyed.
True Oasis fan.
I've only got into Blur probably the last 2 years. Tell you something I did find. This is stepping off topic a bit. Ocean Colour Scene.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. I won't get into that. I only discovered those guys. They were massive around the same time. I only discovered them probably about 18 months ago. They're good. Ocean Colour Scene. They've got large, that band. You know how some people get bigger?
Yeah.
And then some people get, that's Ocean Colour Scene. Anyway, what are you talking about? So we've got that. We've got we've talked about your possible opponents. Still too early to call. We've gone through it all. Your nickname? Have you got a nickname yet, or fight name, as they say?
Yes.
Are you wanting to tell me, or you want to keep it a secret? Tell me.
Nick the Jackhammer Carter.
The Jackhammer. It's a nickname of a porn star as well. Yeah? Oh, sorry, I forgot. Is it?
Yeah, university nickname. So,
and how is your wife feeling about this nickname?
She just laughs. She just knows who I am.
She's fine with it?
Yeah.
That's the key. So Nick, the Jackhammer.
Carter.
Is it Nick or Nicky?
So my full name's Nicky, Nicky.
Yeah.
People think it's Nicholas, but it's not. But I prefer Nick. But people still refer to me as Nicky. They're like, I can't call you Nick. I'm like, okay.
Whatever you want to be referred to on the night, let me know, because I will get the names down pat.
Oh, well, honestly, it is fine. Whatever. I'm not going to be hearing it, am I?
No, well, CJ Rose, the MC, if he does it again, he's the same in the sense of his pronunciation. He wants everything out of respect for the fighters.
It probably sounds better with Nicky the Jackhammer.
Nicky the Jackhammer
Carter.
Because
if I was ever a wrestler, I would be called Jack Hammer.
Jack Hammer. I was going to be Johnny T-Bone. Wrestling name. I thought you were talking about an old industry name. Well, if it's got to be the meaning to you behind the Jackhammer, I don't want to know about your college days. I can just imagine. Okay, after it's all over, after it's all done, we're talking 2 a.m. on... No, because you won't be home. So we'll go about Tuesday, when the Tuesday blues kick in. We all know those after we've had a massive Saturday night. So Tuesday the... I don't know, 8th or whatever it'll be.
Yeah.
8th, 5th, 6th, 7th, Tuesday the 8th. There's going to be a come down. There's going to be a come down. This is one of my concerns, and I bring it up a lot. Have you got something in place, or have you got something to go on to? Because there's going to be a come down after such a high. And the night just, bang, the night goes so quick.
We might go to Bali on the Monday, so...
Oh, nice.
So we might go there for a few days. We'll see. But, no, nothing really planned in place. It's just get this 8 weeks done. I suppose a bit of relaxation. And then, plan whatever. If I do well, you never know. I'll hope to do it again.
It's a long wait, though, for the next one.
Maybe I'll have to make my pro debut or something. If I win.
Maybe.
Or even if I lose.
Dragonfire, that'd be the way to go.
Yeah, you never know.
They're doing a new one now at the RAC Arena called Pathways.
Oh, okay.
Seen that? It's like an amateur...
I'll have to speak to Glenn and Nigel and just say, do you think I can go? Because I've really enjoyed the 2 weeks, so far.
Yeah.
Obviously I know I've got another 6-7 weeks ahead of me. But I have enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed the training. I've enjoyed having something to look forward to. I've been busy, very busy. But I have enjoyed it. So I'm 36, I'm 37 in May, Who knows what will happen?
There's going to be a lot of guys and girls going through the same thing as you, because this is totally consuming of your life. And afterwards, and it's over. And I think some people... the only reason I say it is because I almost... Not fall in a heap, but I do feel the big come down. I'm not even fighting.
Yeah, Nigel and Glenn said the same. Even though we're going for the fights for them, it's so fatiguing. You get there, and then the come down after. It's
It's exhausting. The evening itself, because those guys have got to be switched on, and they are animated. Glenn especially, they are animated in the corners. They are invested in all of their work, not just for 9 weeks, but the 3 months ago, 3 months prior when we started this, and all of their training and their reputation is all summed up in these 15 fighters. So it is. It's a massive deal for you guys.
Yeah, it's exciting, but nothing really planned after it. We might go to Bali. I might just probably book it drunk on the Sunday and fly on the
Best time to do it, mate.
Yeah.
Best time.
But
First class? You got your own private jet? Jeez, what was I thinking?
But we did kind of mention that because it's holidays as well. I think it's Easter holidays then.
School holidays, okay.
Yeah.
That'll be good. Well, if anything does happen and you aren't feeling 100%, just know that there are 30 odd other fighters who are going through exactly the same thing. You got Glenn Knight, you got Coach, you got me. Come back in if you want. Come back in. Tell me how the event went. Yeah, bring your belt.
Hopefully, yes.
Say I wish I got more than 15 seconds in there, but I had to put him down early.
I won't be. Not if it's Jared. Jesus Christ!
You could hit that guy with a bat, I reckon.
I think he'll still stand there. It was funny yesterday. I was like, at least you know I don't mirror. And he's like, neither do I, mate. And I was like, it's just going to be Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje, just in the middle.
Just in the middle. That should be it. Yeah. Nice. Get some fancy boots. Just dance in the middle. That's about it, mate.
All right.
We have covered a lot today. That went down a path I admit I didn't expect. I thought today was just going to be talking about Brit Pop for most of the time, but it's very interesting and
thank you
very
for your
impressed.
time and what you do for us as well. Like it's putting us out there and it's really appreciative as well.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoy it, mate. And like I said, everyone, afterwards, if you ever want to come back in here, relive it, I'm sure you can just know that you're more than welcome.
No, I appreciate that.
Thanks for your time today, buddy, and I will see you this weekend at training.
Thank you. See you then.